Hey everybody, it's Jason Shattuck here with Premier Guitar, and we are with Ray from Maxon, and we are going to talk about the pedal that you heard there on the intro, which is the new Apex 808. And although it is a green box with a few knobs, there's a whole kind of different side of the story to this pedal. And Ray, why don't you tell us a little bit about it?
Sure, yeah. So here we have the Maxon Apex 808. Turn that, it's a nice bright LED on there. Yeah, so this pedal was designed by Mr. Tamura. His name's on the bottom there. He designed the original 808. And, you know, we've been celebrating the 40th anniversary of the 808 for a little while now. And we've had a bunch of manufacturers do their mods on it. And we've had Mr. Tamura actually did the 40th anniversary 808, which that circuit was really nice too, but he mostly opened up the output section on that with using a stock 808. For the Apex, he went vigorously through 100 different tube screamers, vintage and current production, tube screamers and 808s. And he was trying to find the thing that made the pedal sound to him the best, you know, of all the vintage models and everything. What he boiled it down to was a certain IC chip from a certain year and a certain production run as well. So, and once he found that chip, he sourced a bunch of them, and we made the Maxon Apex 808 out of that. Yeah, so to my ears, this pedal has a lot more clarity to it. It has a slightly less compressed and congested mid-range, you know? So your pick attack really comes through nice and clear. That's my clean sound. So there's a nice sharp attack to it, and that clarity in the mid-range really helps with chords. Oh, by the way, the settings here, just so you guys can see what I'm playing right now. Got the just basically drive and level right up the middle, and the tone's about 2 o'clock or so.
So back to what you were saying when he was designing the pedal, you mentioned he kind of settled on a certain IC from a certain production run. What IC was it, and what kind of era kind of captured his ear the most?
Oh, you know what? I don't know, and I think that may be a secret. we may have to hunt Tamura down and ask him about that. Yeah, but I think that's under wraps. Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
All right. So back to what you were saying about the pick attack there.
Yeah. So there lots of pick attack in this thing, even with the gain a little more dialed up. I'll put on the bridge pickup, which on this Strat's pretty aggressive anyway, but let's check it out. Neck pickup. Yeah, so it just stays nice and clear and articulate throughout its range. Yeah, and the other great thing I like about this on for different guitar types too, and we'll play a humbucker guitar in a second, but the tone control is really usable on this pedal. On some tube screamers and 808s, when you crank the treble up, to me anyway, it gets a little too glitchy sounding, a little too bright. So this thing has quite a good range on it. I'll start with it all the way down so you can hear. I'll dial the gain too, that helps with this. Tone all the way back. I'll sweep through it. It's about 10 o'clock. Here's noon. About 3 o'clock. All the way up. Yeah, so definitely enough juice in there to help you cut through, but still musical.
Yeah, and even at the upper end, it doesn't get like too shrilly.
Right, yes. Yep, just stays nice and aggressive. This pedal sounds great boosting amps too, if we want to talk about that. If we run this the way, you know, Stevie Ray famously, from what I understand, and he runs this the way a lot of the metal guys run their tube screamers too, which is you turn the drive all the way down, turn the level all the way up, kind of the tone wherever you suit it to, you know, wherever it suits you. So this is, yeah, the level all the way up. I'll show you guys real quick. That LED's so bright. Okay. Turn the tone up. Again, my clean sound, just for reference.
Yeah. All right. So you said we're gonna hear some humbuckers. Let's have you swap out guitars and.
All right. So this thing's loaded with some DiMarzios, a Tone Zone, and an Air Norton. With this pedal, when you hit it with kind of a lower input gain, it's kind of smoother and it kind of has more even order harmonics. I guess when he was designing this, he really thought about this a lot. And the harder you hit the pedal, some even and odd harmonics get in there, and it can sound a little more amp-like. So this pedal really responds differently with your different pickup types. So again, here's. I'll start with the knobs, sort of similar to what we started with on the Strat. You can hear the big difference here. Let me put the gain up a bit. I'll crank it actually. Neck pickup. Yeah, and this pedal also sounds great, boosting a sort of medium to higher gain amp into more metal territory. Again, I'm going to set it, like the way I do when I go on tour with the metal bands and stuff. I'll probably, set the level all the way up, drive all the way down, and the tone somewhere between about 3 o'clock and all the way cranked here. I'll start with it about 3 o'clock. So here is the tone just from the amp. The pedal off. Back the gain down even more so you can see how drastic this is. You can hear it. It's kind of tubby and kind of thick, which is nice for certain things for sure. Kicking the pedal set this way, and we're in searing metal land, One more time on and off. Get you right in the ballpark of those classic metal tones we all love.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So Ray, what'll be the availability and the pricing on the 808 here?
So I believe these are around $300. And I believe Kev's shipping them out. They're ready to be shipped out and they're making them. So yeah, check out godlike.com for more information on these and for their availability. And they should be ready to go, I think. Yeah.
Excellent. All right, Ray, we're going to have you play us out with an example, but thank you for taking the time to talk to us about the new Apex 808.
Thanks for having me, Jason. Appreciate it.